I'm back, everyone. I see that you're all out of videos to watch. This is just going to be my recap of the week. I'm telling you, I have another channel, Mother of All. It's in the links above, I think. 3 roadkill deer within 2 weeks. It's been so sad. Did a video, put it on the Mother of All channel. That's kind of the channel where I do a bit of everything. If you don't like, I did a video of me permaculturing the roadkill, using it again, and this morning I had another one. Oh, it was a brutal one, and it was right in the subdivision where we were at. I was like, that car had to been moving way faster than speed limit. The speed limit needs to be reduced, in my humble opinion, but they'll just blow on past it anyway. Moving right along. Had to do that already this morning, so whew, already running on E. You're gonna need a supercharge. Had to get up super early because last night was the first night that I left the sheep out grazing the paddocks. I'm opening up the paddocks now. We got quite a good little amount of fresh grazing there, and I'm out of hay. So I thought I'll finish up this last bale, then I'll be forced to start the rotation, which is my grazing rotation. We're starting in with paddock 1. And I let the sheep out for the first time of all winter last night. And so sometimes I fear it was all I have to run on is electric fencing. 1, Hawkeye, he's the new male alpaca. I don't know if he understands electric fence at all or not, but he's a wild little guy. I love him. He's so friendly yet very protective of those female alpacas. So hopefully he's going to keep the coyotes away. Because I don't have the donkeys in there. I'm a little fearful with the donkeys being alarmed with the smell of blood, that it's possible, since they're both very young donkeys and still a little rough on things. They're not used to them quite yet. I've removed the male donkeys completely. They are a little aggressive at times for the sheep. And so I'm a little nervous yet putting the females in there. Last fall, I had a ewe. She aborted in the spring. And then she was a second time ewe. So that was very strange to me why she would have aborted like that. Last spring, I had quite a few aborts. They're saying like chlamydia possibly. But then they say once they've aborted, their immune system is totally immune to it. So I checked now this spring, so I did not vaccinate in the fall or give any antibiotics, so I'm checking this spring to see how that goes. However, that ewe who aborted in the spring bred back and had 2 lambs that fall. So fluke, I don't know. We went through a freakish go around with pink eye last year. No, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. Just hit everything. So I naturally treated for that. And then next year, nothing. I'm possibly linking that to nematode and wet weather. So when the grass gets tall and it's really wet, the nematodes can get higher up on those grasses where the grass can get in the face of the animal, and nematode could cause that. You want to know how I know? I, for the first time ever in my life, got pink eye. Well, I had it when I was a kid, I think. Got pink eye when I was breeding the nematode. So I thought, that's got to be a nematode in there. So I treated it naturally, and it went away, no problem. But I was like, I wonder if that's what that is, because I think I've nailed it. Anyway, that's another story. And then now we went through that. That lamb, this is where I'm going with this lambing thing. So that ewe had 2 lambs that fall. And when those lambs were big enough that I felt like they were strong enough to run pretty good, I turned them back in with the herd who were with the donkeys. And they were kind of younger donkeys. So I was watching them. Boy, those donkeys right away went right for them 2 new lambs. The smell was, I think, they knew they were new to the herd. I don't know. So I watched them, went straight for those lambs and ran them around. Luckily, the herd's large enough that those lambs could get away and under the other ewes and kind of get away from those. But at that moment in time, it gave me the knowledge I needed to say, okay, we're getting these donkeys out of here for now. So we separated the donkeys out. Then we left those lambs in with the herd for a little while, and we're able to bring the donkeys back in after the new smell kind of matched the herd smell. Don't ask me. But I thought, now this whole new blood thing with them birthing, I'm a little nervous. So the donkeys are out. All I've got is Hawkeye watching over them right now. The dogs I'm nervous about because I don't know if they will get through the electric fence. We haven't got our fencing all up yet. It's a nightmare. It's just been a nightmare after another for me, but I chug it on. I'm managing, and hopefully lambing is late this year because I didn't put the ram in until late because my husband was sick in the fall. So sick that I was like, oh my, we got to push this off because I can't be ready to lamb in February. On and on and on. If it isn't one thing, it's another. But I'm still here, okay, taking on new chunks of huge things with worm farm, you know, and then with the microbial farming on top of that. Anyway, let's get to the point here is just the recap. So it's all information and recapping and knowledge that I'm taking in, that I'm observing, that I'm learning, trying to get this rotational grazing thing down for the regenerative side of the ecosystem in the soil, and learning which animals really work and thrive well together. So the alpacas and the sheep are still together right now. The dog issue is a whole nother dog issue. We got the LGDs, the large guardian dogs, for the sheep, but one was, he escaped on one day when we were there cutting wood and got hit on that subdivision road, you know, semi-truck coming through way too fast, didn't slow down at all, and they were just pups, and they found a hole in the fence and decided to explore, and one of them we went to get, and then the other one came through too, so bad situation, and now we're ferried. We're working with it. We got to get up better fencing. And we've only been at the farm for a few years now. Here is my other wonderful big advancements. We're going to see how this is going to work. These are my homemade labels. So this says pepper red. So we can put pepper red there. These are just a popsicle stick, and I use my wood burning tool. It took a little time. Got to get the little burner getting super hot, and then you can write on the popsicle stick. And I'm hoping the sun is not going to fade. This is a pepper that's orange, so we can get that one in there. Peppers are going a little slow to come up, which is normal. They take longer. All the broccolis here in the center didn't go so well, but I think the problem was these trays didn't really fit into here real well, and it was kind of buckled up in the center when I started them on the heat mat. The other thing about the heat mat, I should have had a thermostat on it. Right now I just haven't plugged in full bore, and I think this can get up to 90 in here, which I don't think is a problem because I don't think it'll kill plants. Because you know when the sun's out, that soil on top can get pretty hot. But that might be a big issue or problem anyway. So I've got the yellow pepper there. Okay, so this is tomato. This is Mr. Stripey. This is my favorite. Mr. Stripey didn't have very many come up. 2. He is a 2-year-old, I think, seed now, so that could have been my fault, but also it kind of is in that same zone range where I noticed the broccolis, and I don't think I had enough water in there to keep this pushed down, so the temperature was a little cooler maybe, or also maybe the temperature was too hot. This is a tomato, German green, and I just put G green, but we need to know. I mean, after you get good at knowing, okay, German green, well, that's a tomato, then you don't have to write tomato on here, but German green only has one that came up. My German green is the 2-year-old seed that I bought online. So we got cabbage, early snow. That's somewhere over here, and this is facing the wrong direction for me. So, awesome. I'm happy about these little things because now in the fall when I go back, hopefully the label is still there, and the sun won't have faded that. And what I want to do is show you guys how I store my seeds. You all gonna run out and try to find, these are these really, really old Tupperware containers. And I just use a note, that's a note card, and I like the different colored ones because then they're easier to spot inside with all the seeds. And you can just pull them forward to get to the seed where you're looking. So I'm looking for the tomato, Mr. Stripey, and German green. I have a lot of these because back when we would go on the yard sales or whatever, there were auctions. When I seen them, I'd buy them because I knew exactly what I wanted them for. I have 8 of these trays. You see how when I get an idea in my head? But, you know, you don't need these anymore. You just, but they're in here because I saved them. But, so just set them like that, and then there your seeds set right on in here. And I do know there's a bigger tray, so maybe I have that in a different tub somewhere. Because I noticed that there were some wider seeds that they fit into. So, okay, we're looking for the German green. And besides that, I don't have that many seeds that I can fill 8 containers. So don't ask me why, but I get obsessed that, like, once I figure out an idea for something, I go ahead and get it, and then everybody's going to be like, ah! I was like, here you go. Here's, I don't know what they cost, $5 maybe. Okay, so I'm looking for tomato. Ooh, here's one of those wider ones. There, I have, well, Aunt Ruby's German green. Okay, well, there you go. That one I need, because I want to put some more seeds in here. And then I'm looking for that Mr. Stripey. I gotta find the beginning of tomato. And Mr. Stripey, I have a few of that. So that one I may end up having to get to a newer Mr. Stripey. That I'm trying to use up an old, you know, first. Maybe that's not the way to do it, but that's apparently what I did. And here is, okay, yeah, this is the Mr. Stripey I used. And these are the new ones. But since I had one come up, then I feel a need to go ahead and try to use up the rest of these seeds. And what I'll do is I will put 2. Oh, Mr. Stripey had 2 come up. So I don't need 6 Mr. Stripey, but I'm going to put 6 out. I mean, here to start. And, you know, I'm going to lose some of those. Obviously, I'm going to lose some of those during the planting. If something happens, then... So, I should have some scissors. I probably do. Right here, just to be prepared. Okay, well, and I do have a pencil here. That's what I put the holes in with. And then I do have tape. Because tape is then what I'm going to close this back up. I'm going to try to see if there's a date here. It doesn't even have a date to say when this was basically packaged for. That came off of line. Alright, let's get these guys planted. I know, it's wasting time. Let me tell you guys. So we did the deer. Oh, here's the next one. I'm getting water in the worm room. We put water lines in last weekend. But they're not up and running yet. We just got the lines in. So this is going to make things a lot easier. For me. Ugh. I gotta have a hook though. Get it out of my way while I'm working. So now you all know. Shoot. I don't even know what hole I put them in. Now. Oh my gosh. So if 2 of them come up, I'll just snip one of them off. I don't care at this point because I've already got too many Mr. Stripey packages. Oh my. Okay, well what I can do, put these down here. And let me look. I had to get these glasses on again. I'll tell you what it is. It's these LED lights. And then, like, even just looking at this sheet metal on the side of this worm sifter, it just blinds me. Now, 2 seeds left. I don't know what to do. We'll put 3 in somewhere. But what I'll do is I'll put it in a different, like, side location. Just in case. Because what you can do is if you transplant them early enough, the roots come apart pretty easily. So you can separate them and get more than one plant. Now, this one can get pitched. As I got some extras. Now, other thing that I need to try to do is maybe save some back. Okay, let's put some German greens back in. This is a new seed from this year. No, it's packaged for 2023. I just think I bought the package this year. This is my German green. Yeah, hardly nobody came up. What's going on there? Okay, well, 1. Now, I think it might have overheated in the center without having any water added to the trays enough that maybe it overheated. I don't know. We'll give it another shot here. It's okay. I think we're still going to have a couple months yet of... Oh, the tree people came through. And, oh, gosh, they were right at my front. And they're... Oh my, probably 6 of them lined up out there. I couldn't help myself. I went out and I asked if they would dump those chips here at my home location or at the farm location. He knew exactly where the farm location was. And so he's going to try to get me a bunch. He said next week they have a really big job going on local here. So if it's going to be dry, look out. I'm going to take all I can get while the getting's good. You know what I'm saying? May not have that opportunity again. You guys always think that. You got to always be thinking that. You may never have that opportunity again, so you might as well take it while you can. It'll get you in a lot of trouble, but don't worry. It'll pay off in the end. And see them right here. Let's see. I'm supposed to have... Oh, darn it. I lied to y'all. I swear that I had tape and scissors and everything packed in here. And wouldn't you know it, I swear it was in this. There's the marker for writing. And I bought tape. And it's not there. So I will find tape later. Darn it. I try to be competent. I try to be organized. I really do, folks. Tell you what the problem is that everybody say, you're trying to do too much. I am. You wouldn't believe it. I am. Everything, if everybody else would try to do an ounce of what I do, then maybe I wouldn't have to do it, but I feel like we have to do it anyway. If I don't, then I'm a slacker. Well, we'll plant these guys and we're done with that. That was just our update on how our seeds did. I'm happy enough with how they did. Honeycomb, only 3 made it up. 3 honeycombs. Let me tell you, that's a billion tomatoes. I don't think we need to, but what have I got to lose? I mean, cayenne peppers, I don't have anything up from them yet. Sandwich slicers only got, gosh, what a bust. I think it's the seeds myself. Updated that. We, gonna have those chips delivered in. See? I'm progressing even though I'm way behind. I had 3 roadkill deer. I got my new method of, oh, here, maybe it's in this bag. No. Where would that tape go? 3. Then on top of that, yesterday I had last year a, no, I transplanted some sweet potatoes. They look like they're dying. They may need water. See them? See how he's shriveling up? Yeah. I think they definitely need some water. So I'm going to put it out here where I will be reminded to give it more water. I didn't want to get it waterlogged, so I didn't water more. Now it needs more. That... Our second cutting of hay last year, got rained on for a good 2 weeks, I think. While it was down, it was bad, super bad. So we just baled it up to get it off the field, and I got it rolled up. Now I'm deciding what to do, because I put 3 of them, 3, into the chicken yard. Here's my plan. What I was thinking of why I did that. Well, they're breaking down anyway, so they are decomposing. And my plan is to, for the chicken yard, is to constantly be adding, I'm not even going to call it a chicken yard anymore. Did y'all see what that Oregon State was doing with that chicken and all the animals? Like, if you put any type of fibrous material down, then now you're considered a commercial operation, whatever. That ain't why I'm doing it. I'm putting that down to feed the worms, because I'm a microbial farmer. So, now see, I had a pencil. Here we go. And these are the honeycombs. Might as well put a few more honeycombs. I gotta have a big plant sale this year. Tax people are looking at me like, you're spending all this money and where is the income? Listen, it takes a few years to build your numbers. You know what I'm saying? I haven't sold worms yet because I'm still building my herd. I'm calling it sophisticated worm bin out there. Worm field. That's a worm field. Okay. The backyard one is the worm bed. It's the one I'm researching and studying some cover crops with, the kind that produce the fruits. Anyway, that's just a byproduct. And what we're really after with that worm bed, with these fruiting plants, is the sugars going down into the soil, and then they're probably going to come after me anyway, because when they send me that agriculture paper I'm supposed to fill out on all that stuff that I have, I just send it back to them blank, because it says that legally I have to send it back. So I send it back, and then I don't think any of that follows my plan doesn't follow their plan. And I wish I had my darn, oh shoot, I put the wrong one back. And then that is what that is back there. Now, the chicken field worm ecosystem is, those chickens are for turning it, so it stays aerobic. So when I get those chips, hopefully today he's going to have to dump. I don't know. Something strange about why they have 7 trucks. And when somebody local asked for some. And they sent me in the mail a postcard. And I called and said, yes, I would like some. And yet, still, I haven't gotten any yet. But I'm hoping they're going to call. Gotten a couple dumps just throughout, because I pulled somebody over. He was out working. I stopped and talked to him, and he was a local guy, thank goodness. He knew my location, and so he did come back with a couple loads when he was locally trimming. So that was really nice of him. But I need to get a better place set up there for continuous carbon to be brought, and then that way it won't get too muddy, because when it's muddy they won't dump. And but I didn't want to spend the money getting a nice area there put up for them if they don't ever come. There's no reason to bring in all that rock and then they don't come and give me carbon. So there's that. Lots of issues every day that I have to hash out, think about. Okay. With whether any of it's real or happening. Who knows? I ain't got the time for that kind of investigation. So I lost the slicer. Here, put some slicer tomatoes in. Super beefsteak. Super beefsteak's missing too. And for some reason, I don't know if I'm not planting them deep enough, maybe, or what, but this seed hasn't come off the tips of those leaves, so it looks a little bit kind of weird. But I think it could this and that. We're going to get the chips. Where was I at? Oh, the chicken field is where we are doing an investigation to see how the chickens produce a eco-friendly amendment. Because they're going to be keeping that aerobic constantly, right? Turning it, digging through it, and then guess what? I will help with the protein for them chickens. Now, here's the other thing I never knew, but I did look into it, and I did find, they say, actually it's not an insect, so I guess it should be okay. They are saying that it's illegal to sell eggs that are fed insects, I guess. So how do you get around making sure your chicken doesn't eat any insects? I guess that means you just can't be pouring out insects to them. So, is a mealworm considered an insect? Are free-range chickens considered fed insects? I can't keep up, you guys. I just can't keep up anymore. I didn't realize those laws were in place, but boy, they sure are. They're there, right on the books. And that was the other thing I was so amazed with when I started actually reading the books on honeybees and how many rules and regulations there are for those. No way a person's going to keep up in this world. All right, I think I'm done adding any other seed in here. Hopefully the peppers continue to come up. We'll have enough. I'm a little nervous on a few of them. If I have to buy a few, that's fine. At least I won't have to buy a lot. I checked the price on those, and holy moly, that's crazy. These guys need probably moved out to the garden. Might as well practice on what's going to get killed. Whether the cutworms are going to get them, whether the deer is going to get them. Our fencing situation really needs a lot more improvement. Tree cutting. We did clear a bunch of trees the last couple weekends, put in a greenhouse possibly in the future. Don't know if that'll happen or not. Now, I have 3 worm bins to sift because I'm behind on the sifting. Got distracted yesterday with moving those sheep out for the first time. I was nervous what was going to happen, so I stayed there most of the day. Day before that, we were in the bees all day. But it was the sheep that got me behind. Now I have 3 bins to sift. Gonna get working on that. Also, what's got me a little bit behind was had to completely change the worm room for the water coming in. And what else was there? Oh, the shaking. The table shakes terrible. So everything's falling off. So I'm having to like use the clamps to clamp everything in. So everything doesn't fall off. So now I'm moving things to make this work again, sifting work again smoothly. I'm going to do a video today on a castaway. So castaway video is just where what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh out the castings that I'm ready to. I'm just calling them castaway. We're going to sprinkle them out on the ground in the field. And that's all I know what to do. Cast away. And we'll weigh it because I kind of want to know how much I'm producing by doing this. I feel like that's my paycheck, maybe. I don't know. So that's going to be an advancement. And lastly, there was a lastly, but the sifting, doing the sifting. Oh, the next build will be a table that won't shake. We're going to do it out of our own timbers. That's been sawn on the sawmill, so they're going to be rough cut timbers, but they're good, heavy, thick. I think it's going to work. I think if we build the table in here, I'll be able to have a big enough, strong enough table that won't rattle, shake, rattle, and roll, even though that's what we need to be doing. So we'll bring it in pieces and actually build here, which means this whole thing is going to change again. I mean, I'm going to have to move all this while we build. We'll hopefully get it done in 2 days. Then have to move it all back. So that's going to set me behind again. I'm almost feeling like we're going to get the worm wagon ready, and we'll just dump all these bins, and then breeder situation will be shut down all summer, so I won't be doing all that sifting. And take a break for summer while the big grower bins are producing the castings. And then in the fall, I can restart those bins. Maybe.